In addition to the time, date, and day, we're going to look at the Asian range. Now, time, date, and day, yes. But how about the Asian range? High and low, still under the time, date, and day. It's very important for you as a trader to know what to do exactly, when to buy and sell. Now, right here, I have a daily time frame. Candlestick here. And I'm going to explain to you, I'm going to break down for you every single thing in details. That's why I'm here. So, if we talk about the Asian range, if we talk about the Asian range high, the Asian range low, it's very simple. I want to see a candlestick, or maybe the market now, this is still under the time, date, and day, don't forget. If we are looking for buying and selling opportunities, this is what normally happens. I will consider three things. There are three things I consider. One of them is 10 a.m. We must trade above 10 a.m. Sorry for my funny handwriting. 2, we must retrace at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. New York time. 3, 2200 hours. 2200 hours must give us the Asian high or Asian low. So these are the three things I look at. And when are we executing a trade? We're executing a trade during the London Open, which is 3 a.m. London Open. That is if you're to sell. If you're to buy, you're waiting for 10 a.m. the New York time. So these are the things that will help you trade the Asian range. We are not just going for what we've heard of or what we've seen. There is a huge difference between the power of 3 and the Asian range high and low. Now that is me. I don't know about the other traders. We normally have the accumulation, then we have the manipulation and distribution, then we have the A, M, then D, okay? So this is how the owner introduced it. He said we have the accumulation, manipulation, distribution, which we all know. But in this, I'm going to give you my own version and how I trade the Asian range highs and lows. One is the Asian range highs and lows must only form at 2200 hours Sydney Open. That is the valid Asian range high or Asian range low. Not everything that was accumulating, not everything that was doing this to me will be the Asian range high and low. If this is working for you, please proceed with this. If it's not working for you, if you're still having a problem with trading the time, date, and day, and the Asian range high, because there is you finding price going high and high and high and higher by 10 a.m., then you don't know where it is going. You wait for 1 p.m., it will come back down. Then as soon as it gives us a high and low, or maybe low, during the Sydney Open, we are good to go. So let's give it a try. Let me take you to the charts. Remember, this is how it works. Before we proceed, let me break it down for you. We have what I would call a daily candlestick. It keeps buying and buying and buying and buying and buying. Okay. Then at 10 o'clock, it fails to give us a retracement, because remember, I always tell you, look for entries between midnight and 10 o'clock in the morning. Past 11, don't bother yourself. And this is why I've always told you not to bother yourself past 11 o'clock in the morning looking for entries. 10 o'clock, we must at least, latest 10 o'clock, we must see price going back in the other direction. But if price keeps going higher and higher and higher and higher after 10 o'clock in the morning, the New York time, this means we are waiting for 1300 hours or maybe New York afternoon. Okay, 1300 hours. 1300 hours, which is 1 p.m. the New York time. So it comes and comes. Once it hits up there at 1300 hours, the New York time, we shall see it retrace, come back down. Okay. Sawa Satu. That is Sawa Musanvu is a New York afternoon. So we will have the high form at 1300 hours. So condition number one, 10 o'clock must not push price lower. 10 o'clock must keep pushing price higher. 2, let's have 10 o'clock anywhere right here. Let's just say, for example, we have 10 o'clock somewhere like there. So let's say 10:00 a.m. the New York time. So 10 a.m. must keep pushing price higher. Then 1300 hours or 1 p.m., 1 o'clock in the afternoon, specifically the afternoon New York time, must give us a retracement, pushing back price lower. So this is the high at 3 o'clock. High at what time? 1300 hours. It can close at 1700 hours, but as long as it gives us a retracement at 1300 hours, and if it rejected 10 o'clock, then we are going for a valid Asian range high. So remember this. This is the candle close. I'm giving you one example, which is the bullish version. You're going to go to the charts and look for the bearish version yourself. So we have the candle close there. If the candle closes there, where do you think the other candle is going to open? The other candle will definitely open where the previous candle opened, closed rather. So if you're looking for an entry, we are going for the Asian range now. 1700 hours opens another candle. 1700 hours opens another candle down there. Then this candle, if we are to sell, we want to see this candle going up. One of the two things we need to see is this. It should either close above the previous candle's high or between the previous candle's 1300 hours and the close, which was 1700 hours. So let's do this. Let's say, for example, this candle opens and either goes above the previous day's high or between the previous day's close and high. Which time am I looking at this specifically? I want to see specifically Sawanya, Ezechiro, New York. That is Sydney open. So this here must be 2200 hours only. Okay, 2200 hours only. 2200 hours only. So eno kubeera sawa nnya eza New York. So condition number one, let's come back here. The previous day's candle rejected 10 o'clock, or simply it traded and gave us a weak or a high sawa musanvu eza New York. Then 2200 hours oba sawa nnya eza New York, Sydney open, must give us a high. Now this is the valid Asian range high. If it was bullish, then that is the valid Asian range low. So between the previous day's high and the close, remember, I want to see the Asian high or 2200 hours give us a retracement. So this is what happens after they've rejected after they've given us a high at 2200 hours. I don't care what follows next. I want to see this happen. I want to see price sell lower. Then if I am to enter for a sell, I want to enter for a sell above 2200 hours for distribution. You remember this? Now this is the valid Asian range high. The what? The valid Asian range high that forms at 2200 hours only, not indecision, up then down. No. Rewatch and rewatch, watch and rewatch this video. Sawanya rejected price, didn't reject price, rather. Price kept going up. Sawa Musamvu as a New York started pushing price lower. It closed wherever it closed, it's okay. Then Sawanya Ezechiro, the New York time, 2200 hours, gave us a high over the candle, over the current day's candle. Then price went wherever it went. Then New York Sawa Mwenda. Okay, New York Sawa Mwenda. You know, there are so many things you have to consider, folks. That's why we have to be careful with our strategies. Before you call it a strategy, you must make sure it respects all these things. So at 3 a.m. New York time, which is the London Open, we are looking for a sell. That's why if you go back to the previous video, the time, date, and the introduction, I told you we are selling at Sawa Mwenda and buying Sawa Nya. It's all for a reason. So with this same structure, you're looking for opportunities to buy, opportunities to sell, opportunities to do A, B, C, D. So let me see if I will be able to show you a few examples in the next video.